Sairam. In the great epic, the Ramayana, when the monkey forces, the Vanaras, reach the seashore in search of Mother Sita, there is nobody among them who is confident of jumping across the ocean to go to Lanka. At that time, there is only one hero, a superhero, who is a superhero because he is a super devotee of Lord Rama, that is Hanuman. Hanuman rises up to the task literally and figuratively because he jumps across the ocean, surpassing all the different obstacles that he faces on the way, and lands in Lanka. In Lanka also, it is not an easy task to search for Mother Sita. Hanuman has to contend with so many of these demons and demonesses, Rakshasas and Rakshasis, and he fights them valorously before he finds Mother Sita. He conveys Lord Rama's message to Sita, and he also promises Mother Sita to convey her message to Lord Rama. And then he goes to Ashokavana and destroys the entire garden that is most dear to Ravana. And Ravana sends his mightiest generals to capture Hanuman. None of them are able to capture Hanuman. Finally, in order to deliver a message to Ravana, Hanuman allows himself to be captured. And when Ravana is sitting on a mighty throne over there in the hall, Hanuman makes a seat higher than the seat of Ravana with his own tail and sits. And Ravana is really amazed. He's stunned. He's wondering who is this being who has so much power, so much capacity, and has done so many things. At the same time, he wants to insult Hanuman. So he says, "Hey you monkey, who are you?" That is how he speaks to Hanuman. And what does Hanuman say? Dear brothers and sisters, Hanuman has so many achievements to his credit. His resume or biodata would have been most impressive in the whole universe. But he introduces himself with just one sentence. He says, "O Ravana, dasoham Kosalendrasya. I am the servant of Rama." Oof, I get goosebumps every time I think of this. Look at this devotee of the Lord. So magnificent, so powerful, so intelligent. Vidyavana Guni Ati Chatur. They call him, he's intelligent, he's clever, he's very powerful, he's amazing. And yet, his entire identity is Rama and Rama alone. That, dear brothers and sisters, is a true hallmark of a devotee. Such devotees are inspirational. They make us aspire to become like them. When I speak of this devotee of Lord Rama, I am reminded of a devotee of our Sai Rama as well. Sri Atal Bihari Vajpayee, a Bharat Ratna. Bharat Ratna literally translates into a diamond of India. It is the highest civilian award, the highest civilian honor that one can win in this country. A Bharat Ratna who was the Prime Minister of this glorious nation Bharat for 3 terms. And yet, this devotee of Bhagawan Sri Sathya Sai Baba identified himself, gained his identity only as a devotee of the Lord. He was an epitome of humility. In fact, on the 19th of January 2001, he was the chief guest who had come to inaugurate the newly constructed super speciality hospital, the Sri Sathya Sai Institute of Higher Medical Sciences at Bangalore. This devotee story is sure to inspire us and build love for God, devotion in our hearts. Sri Atal Bihari Vajpayee was born on the 25th of December 1924. All his life, he grew up with great love and devotion to God, and being a foremost exponent of the Sanathana Dharma or the eternal way of life, it is not surprising that in the early 1970s itself, he began to follow and devote himself to Bhagawan Sri Sathya Sai Baba. In fact, in 1978, when Swami held the summer showers in Brindavan, Whitefield, Bangalore, that is the summer course in Indian culture and spirituality, the chief guest and speaker at that time was Sri Atal Bihari Vajpayee. At that time, he was the External Affairs Minister for India in the cabinet of Sri Morarji Desai, who was the Prime Minister of India. That time, there is a beautiful incident that was narrated to me by Dr. T. Ravi Kumar, my chemistry lecturer and teacher from the Brindavan campus. He shared how Sri Atal Bihari Vajpayee's flight that evening got cancelled, and because of that, he had to stay back. He missed his flight, so he had to stay back on campus. The humble human being that he is, he stayed in not so extravagant guest house that was available in the university, in the institute campus there. And the next day morning, Swami had made sure that there would be some students to take care of him, serve him coffee, breakfast, everything, right? So early morning when they went to serve him coffee, they were surprised that this chief guest was not in his room. And he was nowhere to be found. Guess where he was? In the adjoining area, Beltur. Beltur is a small village in the Kadugodi area which is right beside Brindavan Ashram. There the devotees were doing Nagar Sankirtan, singing the glory bhajans of Bhagawan Sri Sathya Sai Baba, walking in the streets. And Sri Atal Bihari Vajpayee had gone to join them in the bhajans to sing the glory of the Lord. That is the simplicity and humility of this man. He that humbleth himself will be exalted, says the Bible. Out of the blue, Swami once told him that he is going to be the Prime Minister of the country. It took him by surprise because at that point in time, the political party that he had started, the Jana Sangh, had just 2 seats out of the 545 parliamentary seats in the Indian Parliament. So, even in the wildest dreams, you cannot imagine yourself being the Prime Minister of the country. But for him, Swami's word is Vedavakya. It is the ultimate, so he just accepted it. But then, politically his career seemed to go downhill, and in fact in the 1980s, he lost his own seat in the parliament as well. From the town, the city of Gwalior, he used to get elected. He was not elected from there and he lost that also. But come what may in personal life, professional life, whatever, he kept his connection to Swami alive always. He was a regular visitor at Brindavan, at Prashantinilayam. In fact, Dr. M. Sainath, a student, a teacher who had the privilege of serving Swami at his own residence, recollects on one occasion how Sri Atal Bihari Vajpayee had come to Puttaparthi to attend the Akhanda Bhajan, the 24-hour long bhajan that is held. He came at night 10 p.m. out of his room, walked into the bhajan hall, did not take any special seat, did not indicate to anybody also I have come. People with far lesser credentials make a big show as if they are holding a high position, they are this, they are that. A devotee is always just a devotee equal to all other devotees. That is how Sri Atal Bihari Vajpayee just gently, silently entered the bhajan hall from behind, sat back for almost 6 hours till 4 in the morning, sang bhajans and went back to the room. That is the simplicity and humility of this man. And he definitely rose to the highest post, highest position in the country. He indeed became the Prime Minister not for 1 term but for 3 terms. And each of these terms kept increasing in tenure. The first 2 terms were brief and short. His government was brought down. But then his 3rd term was historic because it became the first ever non-Congress government to have completed a full tenure of 5 years, full term of 5 years. And during that period, there was a lot of growth, prosperity and goodness in the country on all fronts, social, political, democratic. Naturally, because Sri Atal Bihari Vajpayee was Prime Minister 2nd. First, he was a devotee. Just as Hanuman had said, Dasoham Kosalendrasya, he said, Bhaktoham Sathya Sai. He was a devotee of Swami. He continued to come and visit Swami even after he became the Prime Minister. Of course, he used to be very busy, and therefore on one occasion when he had come, he told Swami, Swami, I would like to see you more and more often. I hope I can keep coming like this. He said this because being the Prime Minister of the nation, when he came, there would be protocol, there would be security. It is definitely a kind of inconvenience for the devotees. Swami patted him lovingly on his back and told him, Ye tumhara maa ka ghar hai. This is your mother's home. Come whenever you want. That is the relationship Atal Bihari Vajpayee had with Swami. He considered Swami like his divine mother, and he kept coming. He kept coming whenever he could. On many occasions, I remember as a student, Swami would speak very highly of Sri Atal Bihari Vajpayee. Swami would say he is a true brahmachari. There is a difference when Swami says he is a brahmachari and a true brahmachari. Brahmachari in the normal sense refers to a celibate, a person who is unmarried. But a true brahmachari, Swami says, Brahmam charayati iti brahmachari, one who seeks the Brahman, seeks the ultimate goal in life. He is a true brahmachari, and Swami often said that Sri Atal Bihari Vajpayee is a true brahmachari. This great devotee of the Lord ruled the nation, took care of the nation for 5 complete years, and he was one of the founding members even of the Bharatiya Janata Party, which as of 2024 is on the verge of completing 3 full terms of ruling the country. That is the kind of solid and ethics based organization that he was involved in building. In 2005, Sri Atal Bihari Vajpayee retired from active politics, and he decided to have a solitary life focused on the ultimate goal, which is Swami. In 2009, he had medical conditions. He had a stroke which made it difficult for him to walk. I still remember in 2010, the April of 2010, Swami had traveled to the city of Delhi to bless that city, and I had the privilege of being with Swami on his entourage, as part of his entourage, as his photographer. Swami was so keen and eager to visit Sri Atal Bihari Vajpayee, and that is what Swami indeed did. When there were thousands and thousands of devotees waiting to catch a glimpse of him, Swami excused himself and said, I have to go. And he went and visited Sri Atal Bihari Vajpayee at his home. None of us could accompany Swami. It was a one-on-one that Swami had with Sri Atal Bihari Vajpayee. And the joy that Swami had when he came back, that I will never forget. Swami came back and said, he is a brahmachari. Swami reiterated that, as if to say he is still in the pursuit of Brahman, still in the pursuit of God. Swami was so happy, and I felt blessed indeed, Sri Atal Bihari Vajpayee, to have conferred so much joy to Swami. Later, we got to know about a few tidbits of the conversation Swami had with him. Swami in fact mentioned to him that, see Vajpayee, there was a time when this whole place would be milling, there would be officers, there would be ministers, everybody. Now there is nobody. And he said, Swami, but you are there. And Swami said, yes, I was there, I am there, I will always be there with you. And a few years after that, it is said that Sri Atal Bihari Vajpayee suffered from dementia, he had forgetfulness. In my humble opinion, I think that soul decided that I don't want to remember and recollect anything related to the world. I want to be focused on Swami and Swami alone. And I think that is how he spent his final few years. He passed away on the 16th of August 2018. And the whole nation, not just the whole nation, the whole world paid tributes to this great leader, to this ideal leader, to this exemplary leader who was so firm on the path of morality, on the path of ethics. He had brought in Sangha Niti in the country because he had Papa Bhiti or fear of sin, because he had Daiva Priti or love for God. In fact, in the photographs of the final respect that different people in India paid to him, including the Prime Minister of India at that time, we can see Swami's photograph at the head of his bed. That photograph has always been there. Multiple photographs of Swami all around his home. He surrounded himself, especially in his final few years, with Swami and Swami alone. And I know for sure that as he left, all other photos might fade and go away, but the image of Swami that is in his heart is forever, just as his image in Swami's heart will be forever. What a noble life, what an inspiring life. Listening to it, reading about it, I feel, dear Swami, may our lives too be like that devotee whose heart was filled with love for you. May our identity be only you and nothing else. Everything else will be gone. But you were there with us, you are there with us, you will be there with us. Dear Swami, may the love that we have for you in our hearts keep growing stronger every passing moment. Thank you. Jai Sai Ram.